There's an old tale of an old man holding on to his ropes of power. The sun and thunder had a bet. Which one can let him take off his rope and give up his rope of power? The thunder said, "Let me show you." So he put some storms out there and lightning and rain and more thunder, and the man would just hold on more and more to his rope. Finally, the sun stepped in and said, let me show you another way of doing it. And it just showed up fully and exposed its heat, its warmth, its beauty, its love, and the man took off his rope of power on his own. I think we are all in many ways that man. We are living in a system in which we have the economic power is this rope, or the economic system is our rope, our current political system is our rope. In many ways, we each have our own ropes, personally or professionally. And in many ways, we are all part of holding on to that rope, creating a world where there's a lot of beauty in it, the beauty of gathering in a day like today, but also a world in which 1 out of 4 women is violated in this world today through rape, domestic violence, any kinds of violation. Part of a world where 2/3 of the most impoverished people in the world are women. When I think about poverty, I honestly think many of us have forgotten the meaning of poverty, or what it means to make a decision because you are hungry. And how is that decision not only impacting your own life or your child's life, as Rula said, but the people in here, in this country, in the United States, worldwide. We live in a world in which we still have the marginalization of women. 18% of political participation worldwide are women only. 10% of decision makers in the media are women only. 2.2% of peace agreements are signed by women. We are all part of that rope that is marginalizing 50% of our own assets and our own talents. And the question today in front of us is how are we going to make that change? Be it more women in the corporate boards, more women in political systems, more women in the media, or just less women in poverty. Now we have 2 choices. We have a choice of actually going about it the thunder way. You know, some wars. But I think we have enough of track records that we know it leads to our financial, being financial broken, as many countries are right now because so many wars, to the fact that actually it creates more refugees and more financial burden and more civilians. Did you know that 90% of modern war casualties are civilian, 75% of which are women and children? 80% of the refugees in the world are women and children. So we have a choice of going the thunder, or being angry, and whether it is in our corporate world or whether it is in our political world. Or we have a choice to become like the sun and do it differently. And that's what I want to talk about today, is how do we go about this change, not being the thunder, but showing up fully in our sun, in our warmth, in our beauty, in our love. And I don't mean to be goofy about it. I really do mean that we have to do it differently. Now, change takes courage. The courage to speak up, to tell our truth, and to live our truth. There are women out there speaking up. We would not know the statistics that 80% of refugees are women and children, or 1 in 4 are being violated, if they are not courageous women are speaking up and telling the truth. If a woman can stand up and saying, I have been raped, who are we not to stand up and saying there is something absolutely unjust in this economic structure and this political structure that we are living in? As we speak right now, there are women being compromised in Afghanistan as we are negotiating and through the reconciliation process with the Taliban, and we are all bargaining women away. Afghan government, US government, European governments, all of us are bargaining Afghan women away as we speak now. To go about change, we need unity. We need to be united. We have been fragmented, disjointed for way too many times. And we need unity, we need clarity. And in my opinion, our joint effort in creating more economic opportunities for women, from micro perspectives for the poorest, to the middle, as Goldman Sachs 10,000 Women's Initiative does, getting more women in small and medium businesses, to the macro of getting more women in the boards and more women in senior management. Our own economic opportunities can lead so much growth, as more statistics can tell you than I can tell you in 7 minutes. To go about change, we need to be fully present. We need no longer to be shy, worried about the suits we are wearing so we do not show our own beauty, worried about the makeup we're wearing, the glasses we're wearing, whatever it is, timid about our own femininity. And this applies for men or women. And if you don't have this, I would be the most insecure woman in this room. So I'm sure I think you all have these second thoughts about who we are. It is time not to emulate men or the old power structure. It is time for us to be fully present as women. It is time to make the change in the feminine and the masculine way, the men and the women's way. It is time to work with men as partners, not to compete with them or to take their position. It's just simply partnership. And finally, change can only happen if we enjoy the process, if we dance throughout the process. So allow me to quote Rumi, a 13th century Sufi poet. And he says, dance when you are broken open. Dance when you have tore the bandage off. Dance in your blood. Dance when you are completely free. We can make this change, and we can make it today. 17 years ago, I created a small group everyone laughed about. Now it helped 270,000 women. Everyone is proud about it. It takes courage to make change. But let's make sure that we do it like the sun does it. And let's make sure that we dance in the process. So welcome to today's meeting.